Hey and welcome to RC Kicks. On today's show, well, we're going to be taking a good look at this from Tamiya, the TA02 carbon chassis kit that's just come out. Now, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, so we're going to open the box, take a look at what's inside. Then we're also going to fit it to my Opel to see how long it takes to actually fit it. And then we're going to weigh everything and see whether it's actually something that's worthwhile, or is this just going to end up being a bit of a collector's piece? Yes, expensive. Why do I say it's so expensive? Well, this little kit is more expensive than the whole car you're actually going to fit it to. You can currently in the UK pick up the Opel kit. Granted, you've got to build it, put your electronics in it, but the kit itself is £10 cheaper than the upgrade for it. Yeah, so a little bit of a hard sell maybe. Right, let's open it up and see what you do get for that vast lump of cash. As like normal, Tamiya's boxing and advertising aspect of it is beautiful, and yes, I know a lot of these will probably end up just sitting on the shelf as a bit of a collector's piece. So what are we presented with? Well, it's not just two chassis plates. There is quite a few little bits and pieces that you get with it to actually make it work, because it does change the chassis quite a lot. But there is your two chassis plates. And it has TA02 carbon chassis plate written on the top of it. Yeah, all beautiful quality, just like what you expect from Tamiya. What else? We then get a small little conversion manual. For me personally, I do like having lots of different chassis underneath my road and rally cars, and I like to collect different types of chassis. So this kit kind of suits me. I know financially it probably doesn't make any sense, but it's nice to have a very unique, very different chassis underneath every single road or rally car that I have. So we get a booklet on how to fit it. Then we get a few other little bits and pieces. You get carbon uprights, the conversion as well, and then a bag of bits and pieces. Right, we'll cut to a quick montage so you can take a better look of it. Then we'll get the screwdrivers out and start dismantling the Opel. Right, we're all laid out, ready to go. Page 2, number 1, we build up the chassis first. There's quite a lot of extra hardware to put a carbon chassis in this car, so I'm quite surprised. But I'll also time how long it takes to actually swap this over, as well as we'll do some weights. So first thing we're going to do is weigh this car so we know where we start from and then where we end. Currently, the chassis as it stands now is 1 kilo and 51 grams. So let's see if we save any weight. I don't know. You will need to get some 850 bearings for the steering if you're going to fit this kit. you go, in a blink of an eye, I've done the chassis swap, and it took me roughly 1.5 to 2 hours. It's a bit harder for me to tell you exactly how long it takes because I'm obviously filming, stopping, starting, and going and doing other bits and pieces like editing in between, but you'll easily get this done within 1.5 to 2 hours. It's pretty straightforward, to be fair. Now, from a weight point of view, are you going to save anything going to a flash carbon chassis? No, you're not. Originally, it was 1 kilo and 51, and now it's coming in at 1 kilo 69. So 18 grams heavier. So yeah, you're not lighter. Why? Well, I guess the chassis itself is lighter, but all the extra hardware that you have to use in the kit is then just putting all that weight back on and going over it. But the chassis is much more rigid, so you will get better handling from that point of view. Now, I don't think it's dialed in perfectly. There's still some extra work to be done getting all the shims right. I think you can do more shim work yourself to get a better result, to basically tighten up some of the arms and how they all line up. But it's pretty close, but you can definitely improve a few bits and pieces. One thing that is a little bit strange is you get one carbon stay for the battery and you have to use a plastic one. So you get one carbon and you have to use one of the kit ones. Why is that? Why don't I have two of these? That I don't understand. And being that you're paying £139.99 for this, this should be carbon. And it just looks like you should have had it or it's missing, which is really weird. I don't quite understand what the feeling of that is, unless it's trying to add a bit more weight to one side, but not to that level. So honestly, no clue what that's all about. So who is this for? Now, really, it's for one of the collectors, new inbox collectors, someone who wants something that is quite rare, is quite expensive. So this is always going to be a very desirable thing to have. So I can see most of the collectors buying them up, putting them on the shelf and sitting on them, and then people flipping them down the line for even more money as they become rare. The only other people I can kind of see them for is people just like me who like shelf queens, who like to have shelf queens but also like to have some kind of rare bits and pieces that make the chassis even more special. So this is right up my alley, but I know from a financial point of view it's a terrible idea. But I really like that it's different, it's rare, and it is all original Tamiya parts. Obviously you can get aftermarket ones and stuff like that, but that's kind of nice. Plus the packaging is all gorgeous as well. Definitely not for racers, because if you break anything, you're just not going to get replacement parts. And with the amount of road cars that are available, if you're going to go racing for touring cars and stuff like that, there's lots of other manufacturers. Anyway, there you go. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Have you got one of these? Are you thinking of getting one? What are you going to do with yours? Mine, this is a shelf queen, so it's going to go back on the shelf and then I can look at it when I like. At some point when it's dry, I will take it for a bit of a run, but at the moment the weather is still awful. Anyway, thanks so much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on one of these videos.